Canadian rap royalty Drake, Spotify has been his own hotline to bling, cashing in an estimated $350 million off the streaming service. The lawsuit alleges that Drake has profited off of a fraudulent streaming scheme. The lawsuit is against Spotify.
Drake's empire might be showing cracks, and surprisingly, it's not because of a diss track, a breakup, or another feud with Kanye. It's because of something invisible, digital, and far more dangerous to the entire music industry. It's over bots, fake streams, and a lawsuit that could change everything we know about streaming, with Drake's name right at the center. Let's break it down. Earlier this year, Drake shocked the industry when he sued Universal Music Group, one of the biggest labels in the world. He accused UMG and Kendrick Lamar's team of using shady tactics to boost the success of Kendrick's diss track, Not Like Us. He claimed they paid influencers, paid DJs, and even used fake streams to make it look like Kendrick had not only won the lyrical battle, but the popularity war too. If true, it would have been the biggest music scandal in years. But here's the twist. The case didn't hold up. The judge dismissed Drake's lawsuit completely, saying it was based on speculation, gossip, and internet chatter.
And now Drake, which is public, you could literally, any of your followers could just say, is it my line? Let me look this up. Drake sued Universal Music Group, right? UMG,
yeah,
for botting Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. You know the song Not Like Us?
There wasn't enough evidence. No receipts, no verified proof, no names. But here's the irony. Drake was once the same artist breaking every streaming record in sight. Back in 2018, when God's Plan dropped, he was the golden boy of Spotify. The platform plastered his face on almost every playlist imaginable. Not just hip-hop playlists, but gospel mixes, chill playlists, and even best of British. Fans couldn't escape him. Some premium users even complained to Spotify, saying it felt like an advertisement, not organic promotion. A few people were even refunded for the inconvenience. That campaign helped make Scorpion one of the biggest releases in streaming history, with over 300 million plays in one day. It also showed how easy it was for Spotify's system to make one artist dominate the platform, whether fans wanted it or not.
Claims that over a 4-day period in 2024, at least 250,000 streams of his song No Face originated in Turkey. So yeah, they're trying to, and this is ironic because you guys know Drake has been on this whole thing with like bots and allegations of people using bots and fake streams in the Universal Music lawsuit.
So when Drake later accused others of using manipulation tactics, critics couldn't help but remember how he once benefited from that exact kind of exposure. Because if anyone understood how the machine worked, it was him. Now, fast forward to today. Drake's lawsuit against UMG is gone, but a new one has taken its place. And this time, Drake isn't the one suing. He's the example. This new class action lawsuit targets Spotify itself. It was filed in California by rapper RBX, who's best known for working with Dr. Dre on The Chronic. He's not coming for Drake directly. He's accusing Spotify of allowing fake streams to run rampant and using Drake as the poster boy for how deep the manipulation goes. According to the lawsuit, a non-trivial percentage of Drake's 37 billion total Spotify streams were fake. It claims those numbers came from coordinated bot networks.
A lot of people are defending this. When I say a lot of people, I mean strictly Drake fans. Yeah.
Oh my God. What the hell?
Strictly those guys. They've been defending this in a lot of different ways because this has been a tough week, you know? A tough few weeks, right? It's just been all types of things going on.
Automated accounts that stream songs over and over to make them look more popular than they really are. If true, that's massive, because Spotify doesn't pay artists a flat rate per play. It pays based on a pool system, dividing ad and subscription revenue across all streams for the month. So if bots inflate one artist's numbers, that artist takes a larger slice of the money, which means everyone else gets less. In other words, fake streams don't just fake fame, they steal income. The lawsuit also includes specific examples. It claims that in 2024, more than 250,000 streams of Drake's song No Case came from Turkey, but were rerouted through VPNs to appear as if they came from the United Kingdom. It also says that certain regions with no residential addresses showed massive clusters of Drake plays, meaning nobody was actually there to be listening, just computers and phones streaming the same songs non-stop. Even stranger, analysts noticed irregular spikes in his catalog.
Drake is not being sued, though his name appears in the suit 32 times. The allegations against him paint a roadmap of alleged fraud. Filed in a California district court, the suit states that Spotify knows, or should know, that music streams for a particular song have been artificially and fraudulently inflated.
Older songs suddenly surging years after release, only to fade back down just as quickly. The lawsuit calls this abnormal decay, suggesting artificial boosts, not organic fan activity. And then there's the craziest part. Less than 2% of Spotify users accounted for around 15% of Drake's total plays. That's an insane imbalance. Either Drake has the most obsessive fans on the planet, or something unnatural was driving those numbers up. But here's what makes this case complicated. The lawsuit doesn't say Drake did this himself. It doesn't even accuse his team of direct involvement. Instead, it points the finger at Spotify, saying the platform knowingly allowed fake streams to happen because it made their metrics look better. Think about it. If Drake's numbers go up, Spotify gets to brag about record-breaking engagement. More users, more streams, more credibility with investors and advertisers. Even if a chunk of those plays were fake, the company still wins.
So basically, he sued them for defamation for calling him a pedophile. Not only that, yeah, no, it's serious. So he literally, after he did that, he said that, yo, you guys are making fake streams, making this song bigger than what it is, right? He lost.
In short, big artists keep their image. Spotify keeps its momentum, and smaller artists pay the price. Spotify, of course, denies everything. They released a statement saying they don't benefit from fake streams, that they remove fraudulent plays, and penalize anyone caught manipulating the system. They even said their detection rate is among the best in the industry, citing a previous case where scammers stole $10 million from streaming platforms, but only 60,000 came from Spotify. Still, that doesn't explain the suspicious activity that keeps happening, or why Drake's data looks so different from other artists at his level. Take his song Doghouse, for example. When it first dropped, it had modest numbers. But 3 days later, out of nowhere, it shot up to 2 million streams in a single day. Then it immediately dropped by 1 million the next day and disappeared from the charts completely. That kind of spike and crash behavior isn't normal. It's the same type of pattern you see when bot networks stop running. Add that to the VPN rerouting and abnormal listening hours.
But what I believe is happening, because people were trying to figure out why are the investigations and all these raids that we were talking about then happening in these random locations. If you look at this lawsuit here, those random locations are where they're tracking these like bot farms too.
Some accounts allegedly streaming his music 23 hours a day. And it's not hard to see why this case has everyone's attention. If the allegations are true, this could expose how deep artificial streaming runs in the modern music business. And it wouldn't just affect Drake, it could shake the entire industry. Let's put this in perspective. Fake streams have been a known problem for years. A 2019 report estimated that fraudulent plays cost artists more than $300 million annually. Newer studies suggest the real number could be closer to $2 billion a year. That's money taken from smaller musicians and funneled to inflated bot-driven plays. Governments are starting to pay attention too. Turkey, Brazil, and Denmark have all opened investigations into stream manipulation and bribes for playlist placement. In the United States, prosecutors even indicted a musician for using AI and bots to generate thousands of fake songs, earning over $10 million before being caught. The scale of this problem is huge, and the deeper investigators dig, the more likely it becomes that Spotify, and the artists benefiting from it, will have to face uncomfortable questions. But here's what's really poetic about all of this. Drake originally said he sued UMG to make the music industry a safer space for artists. He said he wanted to expose unfair practices and bring transparency to streaming. Now that exact transparency might happen. Just not how he planned, because this time, he's not the whistleblower. He's the example. The artist who once called out others for fake streams is now the face of a lawsuit claiming his catalog might be filled with them. And whether he's directly responsible or not, the optics are rough. If the court allows this case to move forward, Spotify could be forced to open its internal data to investigation. That would mean showing exactly how its algorithms detect fraud, how many fake streams were deleted, and which artists benefited most from manipulation. If even a fraction of the numbers in this lawsuit are proven true, it would be one of the biggest revelations in streaming history. It could change how payouts are calculated, how artists report streams, and how platforms handle fraud detection.
lawsuit against Spotify, which claims billions of Drake's streams were fraudulent. Now, this is a lawsuit against Spotify. This is not a lawsuit against Drake. So we're going to clear that up because we already know the OV hoes going to come in here and be like, oh, I'm not even against Drake. What you talking about?
Some experts are already pushing for what's called a user-centric payment model, where your monthly subscription only goes to the artist you personally listen to, instead of being mixed into a giant global pool. That system would make it nearly impossible for bots to fake their way into your money, but for now, Spotify and other platforms still rely on the global model, and that's what makes fraud so profitable. So what does this all mean for Drake? At this point, he's not facing legal action himself, but his brand has taken a hit. He's become the symbol of an inflated streaming era, one where numbers might not tell the whole truth. He's the artist who once ruled the charts so completely that people wondered if it was even real. And now, the world is asking that same question again. Maybe Drake really is just that big. Maybe the numbers are real, or maybe they're not. Either way, this lawsuit might finally show us how much of the modern music industry is genuine, and how much is manufactured, because if the bots are real, if the fake streams are as massive as this lawsuit claims, then Drake's empire isn't the only one at risk. The entire system might be. Drake wanted transparency. He wanted the truth about streaming to come out. Now, he might just get it, even if it's not in the way he expected. This is Hip Hop Now TV, and that's the story behind the lawsuit shaking the music world, the rise of the bots, and the empire that might not be as untouchable as it once seemed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into hip-hop, business, and the stories behind the headlines. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.